So, previous balance, three. You do the thing that makes me want. No, I can't say that anymore. You do the thing that upsets me.
Okay, I can't wait to hear what it is.
You paid $150. Okay, cool. Not that much, but $150 more than your monthly payment. Then you purchase $312 on your credit card that you're trying to pay off that had a beginning balance of $3,144, and then with $52 of interest charged, you have a higher balance of $3,359. Well, if you're trying to pay off a card, why are you spending more on it than you're paying? Welcome to Monthly Money, where we take a look at someone's past month spending versus their income and how that all comes together to meet the financial goals they're trying to achieve right now and in the future. Today we are meeting with Nick. Nick, how old are you and where are you based out of?
I'm 28 and I'm in Flint, Michigan.
Flint, Michigan. What do you do for a living?
Well, I'm a gig worker, so I mainly do the food delivery apps. Most of my income comes from DoorDash, but I also do like Uber Eats and Grubhub.
What do you say you bring in on a monthly basis on average?
Well, I just looked at it. I'm doing about $3,000 a month pretty consistently right now.
$3,000 a month consistently?
I mean, I want it to be higher. My goal is kind of more like should be 3,600, but 3,000 is what I'm doing.
Question I'll ask right off the bat, just based on a call I had right before you. Are you setting money aside for taxes?
Yeah, well, that's kind of a whole thing because I didn't at first. I've been doing this for about 2.5 years, and I didn't save anything for taxes for the most part. I mean, I saved some, but not enough. So I had to take out a payment plan with the IRS for my taxes for 2021. That was a 6-month plan, and I just paid it off just like a week ago. And so now from here on out, I'm just planning on basically making that same exact payment for the next 6 months, just saving that amount of money. And then I should have enough to pay for my 2022 taxes by the time April rolls around.
What are some of the financial struggles that you're kind of dealing with right now, and what goals do you have that they are essentially preventing, if any?
I mean, one of my biggest issues would be like credit card debt. I mean, depending on how you look at it, it's the amount I have is not insane, but it's something that weighs on my mind a lot. So that's one thing I'm working on. I mean, I've had a lot of things in my life kind of come up lately just in the last few years. Like I bought a house and a car and all this different stuff. And so my bills and expenses have gone up a lot recently, while my income hasn't is more or less stayed pretty much the same. But things are getting better. I've paid off a lot of different things that will know, so I'll no longer be having those bills. And I mean, I've mapped out my finances through November and all the bills that I have. Um, so I know that, things have been kind of rough lately, but they should be getting better.
Okay. Well, I like the optimism there, so that's good. That's a good start in the overall journey in general. So let's go ahead and take a look at your monthly money. I have a Bank of America checking account. Beginning balance $84. Wow, that's a oh. Oh yeah, and oh man, I hate seeing service fees. It's yeah, but deposits 2,846. ATM, some withdrawals for 1,418, more withdrawals for 1,192. Ending balance 315. Still not a lot for a checking account, but that beginning balance was kind of scary. So, do you live pretty close on the edge when it comes to how you run this thing?
Well, when it comes to the checking account, yeah. And so that has a lot to do with what I mentioned before we started shooting about the car payment that should have gone through for $309. So really the ending balance of that checking account should have been like $5.
Oh, jeez. Whew. Why do you live so on the edge for your spending and checking account?
Well, I mean, honestly, I like to save. I'm into investing, and I like to try to put as much of that aside as I can. And a lot of times that's a little bit too much. So I get paid like once a week for the most part. And so every week I just, I look at I have this many bills and I want to save this much, put this much in the stock market, and I'm going to save like 100 to 150, 200 bucks or something for myself for my living expenses for the week. And then everything else is basically gone. So like I'll get paid tomorrow, it'll all be gone like pretty quick because I'll just pay all my bills and I'll put it all where it's going to be. I'll keep just enough to get myself through the week, putting gas in my car and whatnot.
Sure. Then for the spending on here, I see just kind of lots of different grocery stores, like Miller Mart. I assume is a grocery store. Meyer, a farmer's market purchase. Lots of Rite Aid. No purchases on here that equal. There's a couple Wild Bill's tobacco. I don't think I see a single restaurant on here though.
No, I don't. I don't really eat out.
Well, that's good when you're trying to get out of a negative situation with lots of debt and stuff like that. So I am happy to hear that. Um, there you do go to just a variety of stores though, a lot, and then your Comcast bill is 112 bucks. That kind of sucks. And
I want to say the Miller Mart is the gas station that I was going to for a while. So it's not all like groceries. Some of it's and like Meyer gas is also something I get. So
that's right. So you bring in $3,000 a month, but how many hundreds go to gas every month?
I mean, honestly, I could look it up in just a sec, but I don't know exactly, but it's a good bit. I drive a Prius, so
Helps.
better for me than a lot of other people who do this job.
Yeah.
So it's not it's not horrible, but it's definitely I don't know, it could be 200-300 bucks a month.
Sure. And then some other subtractions, you're like transferring to savings, a Webull thing, a tax payment. Was that like a quarterly payment? Or is that like a debt? Is that still paying off IRS debt?
Yeah, the tax payment, I mean, depending on which one you're looking at, was either the last payment or the second to last payment that I had to make to pay off that 6 month plan.
Good. Very glad to hear that. Lots of Webull, $230 and then $250, which we'll talk about in a second. Let's take a look at your savings. So starting balance, this is just your general savings with Bank of America. Starting balance of $500, deposits of $341, subtractions of $33, and a service fee of $8. $800 ending in there. So cool. Oh, overdraft protection $13, and then you transfer $20 back to the bank. Always a little weird, but maybe you're just trying to round it off or something. But $800 in there, not a lot of money, but for having debt and stuff, we'll kind of circle back and see how everything looks like together. Then I have a Bank of America credit card, MasterCard. So previous balance three. You do the thing that makes me want. No, I can't say that anymore. You do the thing that upsets me.
Okay, I can't wait to hear what it is.
You paid $150. Okay, cool. Not that much, but $150 more than your monthly payment. Then you purchase $312 on your credit card that you're trying to pay off. That had a beginning balance of $3,144, and then with $52 of interest charged, you have a higher balance of $3,359. Well, if you're trying to pay off a card, why are you spending more on it than you're paying?
Right. So, I mean, it's a failure for sure. Like that card, I've thought about getting rid of it. I don't want to use it. I try not to use it at all, but I've just recently been in situations where I don't have a choice, whether, I have to put gas in my car that day. I don't want to take it out of savings or whatever. So, just like I was paying the card off pretty well. The card, the whole history of it's been a while. It peaked at about 6,000. I worked it all the way down to about 2,000 a few months ago, and then this summer has just been kind of rough overall, and so now it's kind of creeping back up. And I hate it. It's like kind of my main priority going forward. But yeah, this last it's been, you know,
I can kind of understand the gas in your situation, but Little Caesars is not a requirement. I don't know what Durham stores are, and I don't think Dunham's is gas. There was some Meyer gas, but then there was also just regular Meyer, and then a Patreon membership and Netflix and YouTube Premium. Those are not necessities that you need on a card, especially that already has a high debt. And then what is this Wild Bill's tobacco? Because there's a lot of money going to it.
yeah, that's I have a few vices. I don't know exactly how much I want to get into the details, but I mean, I used to smoke. I vape now. And I also take a few legal supplements, shall we say.
Okay, well, a lot of money's going to that habit when you have negative money right now. Well, at least so far that we're looking at. So I get those subscriptions are kind of a want. Might be time to cancel them, and if not cancel, at least move them on your checking account and track them there. No, you cannot spend a single cent on this credit card. Not a single cent. It's done. In fact, I would throw it away if not burn it because you have clearly proven that you cannot use credit cards. Some people can, some people can't. You're part of the category that can't. That is okay. That is not anything to be ashamed of. That is not anything that's bad. But as long as you recognize that my financial habits and spending indicate that I cannot use credit cards, it becomes not a tool for you like some people can use it for. It becomes a negative in your life. And it makes more sense to get rid of that negative. That is not a bad thing. It is not a negative against you that you can't use credit cards, but you clearly can't.
Well, I mean, honestly, it's a little bit hard to hear. I am. Um, yeah, honestly, I didn't think it was that bad. I didn't think that I was, I think I've heard you say this to people before that, you're one of those people that can't use credit cards. I honestly didn't think that you're going to say it to me, but I mean, you know,
Well, you spent double the money you paid on a card that already has a balance that's accruing all this interest every single month. That is an indication of proof itself that you cannot use the card.
well, I think that's a 1 month thing. I mean,
Everyone says Everyone says it's a 1 month thing. It's a unique month. That is what everyone says in nearly every conversation I have. Every month in existence is apparently a unique month to everyone. Whatever was unique in that month just gets replaced with something that's unique in the next month. I mean, not everyone can have these one-off unique months in the 1 month that I'm looking at. So it's quite possible that maybe this was, in the very rare situation, an actual unique month. But I highly doubt you're that outlier. We have another credit card. This one's much better. $270 previous balance, payments of $30, and there's no charges. So this is fantastic. There probably was nope, there was no interest. So is this in like a interest-free period, the Synchrony card?
oh yeah, so that was my Synchrony. Yeah, I think that was my it was either the Care credit card. I believe my Synchrony is. Let's see, what was the balance on it?
Remainder balance 240, and it looks like the promotional period ends on the 21st of next month.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So that was a root canal I had about a year ago. So I've done I've had that twice now where I've had to I took out the card originally about 2 years ago. I got the first root canal done, then I paid it off, and then I got the second one done, and now I'm almost about to pay that off as well.
So it's essentially a medical debt, and it's my least favorite kind of debt because you were literally just trying to take care of yourself. But we need to get you in a better financial position in the future that where when medical things do come up, of which, of course, you do have to pay people for their labor and everything like that, you're able to just pay for it instead of going into debt for it. So that's where I definitely want to get you to. I understand this sucks. My least favorite kind of debt, but how much in student loans do you have?
It's about 17.5.
17.5. Are they all public or federal?
Yeah, they are. And I got Pell Grants as well. So hopefully they'll all be forgiven.
Yeah. then we're not going to worry about that until more information is given and that's confirmed on your account. It could be blocked by a court, hopefully for your sake. I would love to see that wiped. That'd be incredible for your life. So we're not going to think about it until that's a reality or not. Now, interesting. Webull. You have equity holdings, 7,707, and we saw a lot of money being transferred to Webull. In here, we have ARK ETF, a big percentage of your holding, NEO, 10%. Got the Qs, 9% into ChargePoint holdings. Not sure I'm overly familiar with that one.
ChargePoint, the EV charging station company.
What made you pick these companies specifically and the percentage of your portfolio that they are?
Well, that's I have a lot of different stocks, so that's kind of a tough question for depending on which one. Well, it's not a tough question, obviously, I can tell you. It's just a long question.
Well, you don't have a lot of different stocks. You only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 that you're in.
Well, I guess it depends on when that was taken. I thought I had like closer to 15. I'm planning on adding a few more like FANG type stocks, like Google and Amazon type names soon. But when I first got into investing, to be honest, I didn't know what I was doing. I started investing in 2020 in like the pandemic, and everybody had money, and everybody was buying all these growth stocks, and I was up huge, and I really had no conception of what I was really doing back then. Um, so a lot of the ones that I had bought back then, I've sold for a loss, and a lot of them I've still held on to, like ChargePoint and Neo, because I believe in the future of EVs and green energy in general, and so that's kind of a big part of my investing philosophy, but still not all of it, just a part of it.
You mentioned a car. Do you have any debt on this car? Yeah, you do. You have a car month payment. What is this debt?
Yeah, the cars, it was not a great deal. I can tell you right off the bat. I tried to get the specific information from the company that is servicing my loan, but for whatever reason, it was a bunch of nonsense. But I bought the car, and I guess late 2020, yeah, on Carvana online, and I put nothing down. I bought a 2015 Prius with like 50 or 60,000 miles on it, I believe, for like about $17,000. The interest rate was like 7% because at the time my credit score wasn't that good. My That was at the time when my credit card was like close to maxed out at like 6,000 before I paid it more off. Um, so yeah, it wasn't a great deal. Now my credit score is a lot better. I could refinance. I'm thinking about doing that. I'm not sure, but either way, it's $300 a month. So
What's your term length?
that's the other thing. Like I wanted to look it up. I went to the Bridgecrest website, is the company that does the loan, and there was just nothing on there. Like I emailed them and they didn't get back to me. So I didn't try again yet.
In what year did you buy this?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I bought it at the end of 2020. I think it's either a 5 or a 7 year deal, but I can't remember off the top of my head.
7 year. Even 5 years. What's the loan balance on this car?
Yeah, see that I is also something that I would like to know.
If you have Credit Karma, it'll tell you.
Credit. I've heard you talk about that. I don't actually know what Credit Karma is.
Well, it's a good way to check your credit and all your different accounts and everything like that. Some people dispute its accuracy around the credit, but I know it's at least good around checking the different loan accounts you have and things potentially in collections and stuff like that. So, so you took out a $15,000 loan, and then there's like closing crap and crap and crap and crap. What is it? It's probably like at 13,000 today. Nah.
I don't know. I'd hope it'd be less than that by now, but I'm not sure. I think it's a 5 year loan.
Because you put zero down, and like the 15,000 was probably the car cost, and then it was probably like 16, 17, 18,000 hours to get the car. Zero down, then you're paying up front the beginning payments you do is on interest, and then you start hitting principal towards the end, and then who knows what your term length is. So I'm going to say like $12,000, and I could be completely wrong on that, but I have to have some kind of number. And it's probably around that area.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you're probably not too far off.
I'm going to say 11. Uh, you need this to work right now, which kind of sucks because it's bad. What other debts do you have? Oh, your mortgage. What's your mortgage cost?
Yeah, the mortgage, I can definitely tell you. The mortgage is, I bought the house for I think around $45,000, and I currently owe like 42.
So was this, did you take advantage of a zero down program or like 2% down or FHA type stuff?
Um, so
When did you buy it?
I bought it just last year and early last year. So I got it because I was co-signing on it with my parents. Um, so we got, a good interest rate and all that. And down, put $4,000 down, I believe, on it. And it was perfect timing because I just got my stimulus check. So um, anyway, decided to buy it. It needed some work. We fixed it up quite a bit. But, now my mortgage is $370 a month. So, I mean, that's one of the best things about my finance.
Say your mortgage one more time.
It's $377 a month.
That's incredible. The purchase price for that home is incredible, and then that's my freaking condo association due is that much on a monthly basis. That's insane. What's the square footage and room and bathroom of this home?
It's two bedrooms, one bath. I believe it's only like 500 square feet. And I don't know if that includes the basement or not because I don't know. It seems pretty decent size to me.
Well, that's smaller than my condo, so I'd be surprised if that 500 took into account the basement. Is it supposed to? I don't know. We don't have basements here, so I haven't really thought about it very much. Interesting. Either way, that's awesome that you're in the real estate game. And that monthly payment, it's essentially your car payment. Oh, do you have any college degree or anything?
No, I went to school for audio engineering, dropped out. I went to another community college. I was in school for radiology for a while, and that wasn't for me either.
Yeah, because you racked up a lot of student debt for not getting a degree.
In a situation where I kind of felt like I had no other choice. So,
All right, well, here's real world. What I would do were I in your shoes, and you're going to absolutely not do this. I know for a fact just based on what you're doing, but I would absolutely love you to. Today, were I in your shoes, I would get off this call. I would sell $3,359 of my stocks, pay off my Bank of America credit card immediately, because guess what? You're losing $52 a month in interest. And if you pay the minimum monthly payments for the next 15 years, you'd pay a total of $7,492. And if you paid more, and if you paid more than your minimum monthly payment of $122 a month, over 36 months is how long it would take to pay off. And that would still cost you in total $4,392. This interest is killing you. It makes no sense for you to be putting money into Webull while this exists. I would then, just to round it off, sell another only $240 of stocks, pay off your other card, and then I would never open up another credit card again, were I in your shoes, in the Webull. Now, this part's going to suck, and you're going to hate this part because technically right here, you still have thousands of dollars left in Webull. With a mortgage payment, with a car payment, I would sell the remainder. I really would. And I would put it in your Bank of America savings. And then since your mortgage is so cheap, I would just consider that your emergency fund. Maybe a couple more thousand over the course of a couple years. It's fine. But you need an emergency fund. You're not allowed to go on these adventure stocks and, whatever you want to buy. You're not allowed to do it until you have an emergency fund. That's like kind of basic personal finances.
Okay, so yeah, I gotta go back, man, because he told me to do a thing. I don't know what that is. He told me to sell the remainder. What?
No, sorry, maybe it just didn't come through in the audio, but essentially you're selling your entire stock portfolio in Webull.
Oh, okay. That's what you're.
You're selling that. You're taking a few $1,000s to pay off one card. You're taking a couple $100s to pay off your other card. You're never going to open a credit card again. You're going to burn the credit cards that you have. And you're going to take the remainder few $1,000s that were from Webull, put it in your emergency fund, probably add a couple more $1,000s to that over the course of a year. Your living is super cheap and you don't eat out, so you don't need to have a crazy emergency fund. Maybe get yours to, after a few years, to like up to 10,000, but I don't even know if you need that, to be completely honest. Yours is going to be pretty low, which is okay. It actually makes it easier for you. But you need to get rid of these debts now. And then with your car, what's your credit score at? You said it's improved.
Yeah, I mean, my credit score is 775. I just looked at it the other day.
Okay, very cool. Because you need this car to do what you're doing for a living, and I'm not sure you want to go on a career hunt or anything like that. Since I'm a situation to situation person instead of a one size fits all, I think what I would do were I in your shoes is 100% what I just said with the liquidating. And all of a sudden you have no credit card debts and you have an emergency fund. What do I do from there? I refinance my car loan at an interest rate that is no higher than 4% and a term that is no longer than 3 years. And then I'm making that minimum monthly payment plus probably double if I can on a monthly basis. Really anything that's not going to your mortgage, eating food, is going to pay off that car. And then after a couple years when that car is paid off, because you're putting extra to it, then fully build that emergency fund to maybe like $8,000 or $10,000 for you. Probably 8, let's say 8. And then that's awesome. We're a year or two from now, even quicker if you want to throw everything at this, because you can work more in the gig economy that you're working in. You can work and work your butt off. You can pay this car off really quickly if you really wanted to. If it's $11,000 and you have no other debt, you pay that car off as soon as you can, and then you can throw everything into investing. And then,
You know, I gotta let you. I'm gonna try to let you down easy, but I've been doing this investing thing. Like I said, I'm pretty into it. A lot of my motivation for like going to work every day is being able to buy stocks that I think are going to be worth 5 to 10 times more, than they are now in a couple of years. I've held a lot of these stocks for multiple years, and I mean, the market's crashing right now. Like, I'm not going to be the guy who sells at the very bottom of, I mean, depending on which types of markets you're in of market crash. I think some different, areas still might have more to fall, but I think most of the stocks that I'm in are just, and they're just not going to go much lower than they are now. And I don't know. I mean, yeah, like, I mean, I've thought about it, but like, yeah, I mean, right now, like, I'm down a lot. Like, I'm down pretty good. And, I just, I don't know, something that like I'm excited because I'm getting paid tomorrow and I'm going to be able to buy some more stocks. Like, I mean, it's something that,
dude, you're drowning in debt. You can't afford to do these stocks. And even the investing that you're doing is not a good way to do it. You're having 100% of your portfolio in just a few stocks. Makes no sense. I can go back in here, but if I remember right, there's nothing even S&P 500 based, is there?
I have SPXL, which is the triple leveraged S&P, and I have Nasdaq triple leveraged as well because I'm
Oh, there's such a small percentage of your portfolio, though.
not much. I mean, most of my portfolio is Tesla. Not most of it, but
25% and then 10% in Neo. This, I don't know. It's like you have based all your personal finances on a couple articles that you've read online. And now that information is being proposed to you, that's kind of personal finances 101. You're not willing to change it based on whatever information you've had, which kind of makes this conversation meaningless and really no point of going forward. If you're not willing to do anything that's actually necessary to make your life better.
well, but I mean, that's just one thing. I mean, you come on here and tell me that that's the only thing that I can do to make my life better.
Personal finance wise, which is what this show's about. I'm not going to be talking about like, family and other emotional stuff. That's not what we're here to talk about, but
No, I mean, I meant personal finance.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty basic stuff. It's kind of personal finance 101. So, yes, I am going to do that.
Well, I guess I just disagree with the statement that I'm drowning in debt. Honestly, to me, like I took my credit card from a balance of $6,000 down to 2,000 in like less than a year. It just working hard. Like, sure, like right now in these last couple months, things have been difficult, but I'm gonna have that credit card paid off in less than a year. That's gonna be gone. It's gonna be my main priority.
Less than a year makes no sense when you're losing that much in interest every single month when you have the money to pay it off today. It makes no mathematical sense.
Right? I guess just like in my head, I can't stand to take such a huge loss in the stock market if I don't necessarily have to. And then I'm missing out on potentially, whenever the rebounds may happen.
I understand the psychology behind that. It makes sense, especially since I know a lot of swing traders in my personal life. It can really get lost in that dip. I care more about what your life looks like decades from now. Just getting rid of this debt, never having a credit card again, and then building up an you. The fact that you don't have an emergency fund either is scary, very scary. Yet you're throwing everything into Weeble. It's not good personal finances.
Yeah, I mean, well, I like to say that Webull is my emergency fund, right? But I mean, look, I hear what you're saying. I don't want to be one of these people that just, says no, no, no. Not going to do what it takes, but I'm also not just gonna do whatever you tell me to. Um, but look, I'll think about it. We'll see. I mean, maybe.
Get out of some of the online swing trading articles, and it might be time to buckle down in some personal finance 101 though. I would highly recommend it. Let Nick know what you think he should do about his personal financial situation in the comments below. And if you want to help support the growth of this channel, feel free to join my private Discord in the description below. Shout out to my 4 Cups of Coffee supporters: Dale Martinez, Mark, Josh Bennett, Clayton006, Tyler Chung, Drew Smith, Timothy Williams, Sam I Am, Jason Spriggs, Nicholas Daly, Tom L, Jay Freedom, and Hans. 8 Cups of Coffee supporters making the dream come true: Joseph Strickland, Anthony, an anonymous supporter, and Sam V03. Subscribe and stick around for more. Thanks.